Hello and welcome to Polyglot Principles. My name is Modja, and in this channel I teach you how to learn a language like a genius by following the principles of language learning. Alright, so today's video is it's mostly a question. What is the easiest language to learn? How do you figure out which language is easy, which one is hard? That's what we're focused on today. Now, before we start, as usual, I have a question for you. What do you think, in your opinion, what is the easiest language in the world to learn? Right? Write down in the comment section below what you believe to be the easiest language to learn, and let's check if what you think is the easiest language to learn actually agrees with what I said is the easiest language to learn, right? This is going to be a bit fun. Alright, so again, I'm going to be giving tips throughout this video all the way to the end, and my best tips are usually saved for last. So if you don't get to the end, you're going to miss out on some very useful tips that can help you to become fluent in that target language of yours. Alright, let's dig in, right? What is the easiest language to learn? So the first thing I'm going to start with is something I call the principle of language proximity. There is no such thing as the easiest language to learn for everybody. This is relative. If I speak French, then Spanish is easy. Italian is easy, for example, right? If I speak, in Africa we have our language, like if I speak a Bantu language in Africa, then it's easy to learn other Bantu languages. Languages are in groups, right? There's what they call romantic languages, right? Portuguese, French, I think, French, Italian, those are romantic languages. Languages that belong to the same family, if you know one of them, the other ones are easy to learn. That's what it means. But it doesn't mean, for example, I speak French, so Spanish is easy and Italian would be considered easy and Portuguese would be considered easy languages. Because I don't speak Portuguese right now, but if I turn on the TV and watch something in Portuguese, I understand already, I understand a huge chunk of it, right? A lot of it, even though I don't know the language, just because I can speak Spanish, right? Now, but imagine someone who doesn't know any of the romantic languages. For someone who's a Chinese speaker, learning Spanish is not going to be the easiest language for them. So that's the first thing you need to know, is you want to look at the family, right? You want to look at if you're looking for an easy language to start, maybe you're just getting into language learning and you don't want to start with something so hard, then I'd say, hey, look, pick something that's close to you, that's something that's within the same language family, right? And then that will make things a little easier for you. Okay, so maybe you'll be like, okay, if I'm an English speaker, right? If you're listening to this, likely you're an English speaker. So like, as an English speaker, what is the easiest language to learn? I don't know what the easiest is, but we can pick languages in the same family. For example, if you're an English speaker, Spanish is not going to be so hard to learn. It's an easy language, right? Italian is going to be an easy language, for example. Why do I say it's easy? Because it belongs to the same family, but also most importantly because there's a lot of vocabulary in common. Think about it. Every word in English that ends with ION is also in Spanish, for example. Yeah, organization, organización. Yeah, population, populación. Yeah, populación. Yeah, communication, comunicación. Right. Nation, nación. Right. Every word that ends, for example, in ION, think about how many such words are in English. All pretty much, okay, not all, but almost all of them are gonna also be words in Spanish. All you gotta do is change the pronunciation. This is the same with French, no? Population, population. Communication, communication. Comprehension, there's also a word, corresponding word, right? In German, in French or Spanish, right? So this is what I mean when I say that if you speak English, for example, Spanish is going to be easy for you. Italian is going to be easy in the sense that you already have too many words in common. All the words ending in sion, ion, yeah, population, 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 those kinds of words, and there are going to be many other words in common. So which means you actually won't have to spend so much time learning the vocabulary because a lot of the vocabulary is in common. Okay, so this is what I mean. But let's be careful here. Easy does not mean you're gonna automatically learn the language. This is not right. It's not true that you're gonna automatically learn the language just because we called it easy. No. Learning, let me be clear here. Learning a language is hard. Learning a language takes effort. You're not gonna, just because you speak French doesn't mean you're automatically gonna speak Spanish. Just because you speak English doesn't mean that you're automatically gonna speak Spanish. You're gonna have to apply yourself. You're gonna have to take time to learn the proper pronunciation, put in the practice, but certain things will be easier for you. For example, languages in the same family, for example, like things in the romantic language family, French, for example, English, French, let's say French and Spanish, for example. Those are more romantic kind of languages. I put English also close in the same family. For these kinds of languages, one thing you're going to notice is that they have the same word order, right? The sequence of words is the same. I am happy. I am happy. Je suis content. The same order of words. And this is very useful. I mean, if you've never tried to learn a language with a different word order, you don't appreciate what a relief this is, right? So, for example, if you're trying to learn German and you speak English, German is a challenge because the word order in German is completely different. The organization of words is just the other way around. Yeah? So basically, that makes it harder to learn. But if you pick a romantic language like Spanish, right, or let's say Spanish and Portuguese, French, you're gonna find that first of all the word order is not a problem. This is a great advantage. It makes it easier for you to learn the language. The other thing you're going to find is a lot of vocabulary in common. So you're not going to have to spend so much time learning vocabulary. You're going to be better able to guess what a word means when you hear it because it sounds similar to something you already know. Okay? This is what I mean when I say it's easy. But it doesn't really mean that it's automatic. You're going to automatically learn it. As anybody who speaks English knows, it's not automatic you're going to learn Spanish, right? Many Americans spend many years in the school system and they come out unable to make a sentence or have a basic conversation in Spanish, right? Or French, for example. Okay. So then maybe the question you might be asking me is, well, how do I learn an easy language? So that's going to vary. Let me talk about easy languages that I know. If you speak English and you're trying to learn Spanish, or you speak French and you're trying to learn Spanish, or you speak Spanish and you're trying to learn French, how do you go about learning this language given that it's easy? That means given that it's in the same language family. Well, first of all, you're not going to spend too much time learning vocabulary. It's not going to be so necessary. At the beginning, you'll have to do a bit, but you won't have to invest so much time in learning vocabulary. You're going to have to, it would be better to spend more time speaking, practicing how to speak, practicing correct pronunciation, and you're going to find that you might be able to learn such a language within 3 months or less, right? You might be able to learn it much faster just because of the similarities. But the principles of learning any language are the same, but every language has its own particularities. If you're trying to learn German and you speak English, for instance, then you encounter new things that you never knew before. You're going to encounter things like a new word order. You're going to encounter the fact that there's so many words in German that just don't exist in English, and so you're going to have to devote more time to learning vocabulary, right? And you'll encounter a new pronunciation. Every language is different, but the principles of learning languages are very similar, even for an easy language. What I recommend is first you start with pronunciation. You start by learning how to pronounce things correctly, then you speak as soon as possible, and then you're gonna, with a language that's very close, you're not gonna spend much time on vocabulary. Alright, I think I've beaten a dead horse here. Right, I hope you found this video to be valuable. I usually publish videos every Monday at 8 a.m. Central African Time. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to receive more of these videos, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification, ding 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 ding. That way you'll be notified whenever I publish a new video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.